I got a little hip issue. Y'all know I'm, and I'll keep you updated on it. So, that's. Huh? That's the key question. I think time will tell that. Time will tell that. So I know I'm here and I'm working and nothing's changed. So that's all that matters. I wasn't in red, but I wasn't moving like I normally move. We had a good couple of days, you know, it's a big time for our team, and I told him that it's time to go out there and start acting on all the lessons we've learned in these earlier games. So go out there and be ready on the road, and go out there and finish the 4 quarters and be able to execute the plays you need to execute to win a football game. So that's where we are. Yeah. Well, it's hard. It's hard. You know, they play, their philosophy is sound, fundamental football, and they grind teams out. That's what they do. So the important thing is that you can't get frustrated, and you got to just play every play. Play every play. And if you play that way, opportunities will come. And when the opportunities come, take advantage of it. Well, I think it's a combination of things. You know, it starts with what are they calling and when are they calling it. They'll move the pocket. They got a lot of play action, you know, so they have a good running game that sets it up, and their line does a good job. And so, but you know, at the end of the day, the quarterback has a lot to do with it too, because there's some quarterbacks who hold the ball, and some quarterbacks, when they get a little heat, they get rid of it. Yeah, I mean, Tyler's biggest thing is managing the game all the way through it. And he's shown a lot of progress in that. And I think it's understanding when to make those aggressive throws, when you can take a risk, and then understanding when it's absolutely imperative that you don't risk anything. And, you know, that's work in progress. Whether it's red area, late in the game, first down, whatever it is in the game, there's times when you can take some risk, and there's times when you just absolutely can't do it because it'll kill you. It'll kill the football team.
A couple of former players have said that they thought watching the past couple of years the way that Tyler always had to make a play for the team. You know, to beat a good team, he had to kind of go out there and be Superman. Is it an adjustment knowing that you don't have to do that you can manage it, that you can hand off, that you can wait a drive, that you don't have to make a big play on every play?
I think, I don't know if that's 100% true. I mean, I think Tyler's the kind of guy that feels like he needs to make a play. So if Tyler would have had 3 first-rounders around him his first year, he probably would have felt the same way. And it's just learning how to let the plays come to you. And that's all it is. And some guys are the other way around. They're scared to make a play. You know, there's a lot of quarterbacks out there scared that they throw it away every time they feel a little heat, and they're driving you nuts too. So I'd rather kind of tone down this kind of guy than the other. And he just got to learn. We got a lot of weapons on offense, you know, and the biggest thing is, especially when you're having success, there's no reason to change. You're having success. You know, when you got 480 yards and 45 points, and then there's 7 minutes to go, we don't have to do anything different. Just keep doing what we're doing.
Is that difficult to harness Derek, you know, keeping him?
Yeah, because it's over and over and over, because you're changing something that's sort of the core of who you are. Yeah. And what else is difficult is he can do it 9 times and do a great job, but it's that one play. So there's no room for error because everybody's looking and say, oh, you know. So he can show dramatic improvement and people don't realize it, but it's that one play they go, same deal.
We've talked about sort of simplifying some things on defense and trying to hone in during the open day on what you guys do.
Yeah.
And moving forward in that regard. Do you feel like you're doing that or being able to?
I think time will tell, you know, and it's the balance of, you know, and I said it, we got to be clean, we got to be sound, but we want to be multiple. But you know what? More than anything, it's whipping blockers and running to the football. And that'll never change in defensive football, because you can sit there and say, I got this gap, I got that gap, but at the end of the day, it's 11 hats whipping the guy in front of him and running to the football. And that'll never change, and that's what we can't compromise. And that's what we worked on in the open day.
Is that something that can just flip on overnight? Like that switch just flips?
I think it's something, I think what happens is it's something that you temper when you get really drawn into where you're supposed to be. And then you got to remind them, look, it can't compromise what matters. You know, we do the same thing on special teams, whether it's kickoff coverage or punt coverage. There's certain fits and places you need to be relative to the ball and the blockers. But then when you're sitting there thinking about where I need to be, sometimes you forget about the most important thing, which is showing up in a real bad mood at the ball carrier.
Coach, you mentioned having playmakers on offense for Tyler. Can you just talk about specifically having counters to teams when they kind of go heavy on the perimeter with Justin and Cordero, like Michael, Zach?
Yeah, Mike, Zach, and of course the running backs. All those things are critical, and we've been pretty good at it. You know, the last 2 games we played, really worrying about CP and Justin, and the other guys are making some big plays for us, and they got to.
Sorry, where are you guys at behind Ray Tom with that second tailback? Is that kind of a week-by-week?
Yeah, Marlon and Devon are doing good. They've probably had 2 really good weeks of practice that they've had in a while. Devon did a good job in the game. You know, didn't get a lot of touches, but we feel good about all 3 of them.
You had mentioned last week quarterback play around the league seems to be particularly good this year than past. What's the difference? Is it just that there are more experienced quarterbacks in the league?
I think that's the starting point. You know, that's always the starting point. Talent and experience. You know, you look around the league, Georgia's guys experienced, our guys experienced, South Carolina's guy got a little experience, Alabama's guys experienced, Arkansas's guys experienced. You know, probably as experienced and talented a group as they probably had in this league in a while. I don't know. I'd have to go back and research it. And then you got guys like it, the Florida guy who's extremely talented, you know, who's learning. And he's going to get better and better.
Derek, what have you seen from State's 3 veteran receivers in there?
They're solid, and they're all weapons, and they all can make you pay if you don't play well. So he's got a lot of places to put the ball. That's why they've been successful.
Injuries?
Me.